Hey everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Mystic Guy, Board Game Geek. Doug Herring on YouTube, bringing you a new playthrough of a game I've been saying I was going to do for a while, off and on, as I got it recently but hadn't played it. I had some other things in front of it. So we're going to get to it, and if you know what you're looking at, you'll see this is the beginning of the campaign, the first scenario of Temple of Elemental Evil, which is a Dungeons and Dragons board game. And you'll see that I have already selected our 4 characters for this session. I'm not going to get into a whole bunch of backstory about how the game works. I'll run over a couple of things like our characters just a bit, and then you'll just see most of it through gameplay. Now, I do want to say that you note that my miniatures are painted, right? You can see that, but they don't come with painted games. I had got this little starter set for the board game itself, or for the role-playing game itself, that gave me these same characters in little color painted format, so I got them, and we'll be using those today. So speaking of which, I am going to back out from this tile and talk about our characters briefly, and then we're just going to dive right in. Well, of course, that's after I talk about sequence of play, just for those that don't know what that looks like. So let's talk about our first character. Okay, here we have Alaros. He's a human fighter. It says Alaros fights with the Lord's Alliance to redeem the name of House Margister. That's him. And you can see he's got this ability of, he's got an AC of 17, that's what it takes for the monster to hit him. He's got 10 hit points, a speed of 6, that's his movement basically, and a surge value of 5. That means when we use a healing surge, he recovers up to 5 hit points. Or up to the, yeah. Anyway, and a healing surges you'll understand when someone drops, which is highly inevitable with the way I play this game. Okay, improved criticals. It's his main special ability. You roll a critical hit on a roll of 18 or higher. That's pretty good because critical hits are awesome. And you can use the following card or power cards. So he's got his battle axe already, which is right here. There's his battle axe. You can see it says attack 1 adjacent monster. I'm not going to go into their abilities. I'm going to show you what I picked. You'll see him in action. He's also got, for his other at will, I picked the great axe, and then he's got daring shout, which draws monsters to him, and then lunging attack, which allows him to attack adjacent monsters. So basically, he's got 2 at-will powers. One that it says he starts with, the other one I picked. And he's got the 2 utility powers and a daily power. That is Alaros. Then we got our next character, who is the wizard, Sun Elf Wizard, Nimestra. It says Nimestra Nim joined the Harpers to relearn magic and atone for her past mistakes, whatever those are. Okay, so she's got over channels. She's got 14 AC. You see Alaros is a lot better. She's only got 6 hit points, 6 speed, and a surge value of 3, but she's got spells. So, overcharged once during each of your hero phases. After you hit with an attack, you may take 1 damage to deal +1 damage. Okay, won't be doing that very often. So, our power cards, you see she starts with Shocking Grasp, and I'll show you the rest of her cards. So, she's got Shocking Grasp, Firebolt are her 2 at-will cards, the ones she can just use every turn. Then she's got True Strike. Basically, everybody on her tile gets an advantage. That's pretty cool. I'll explain what advantages are when we play. It's kind of like out of the new 5th edition D&D. Bigby's Hand, which allows her to move monsters and disintegrate. Well, I think you know what that does. So those are her cards. Next up, we have Borrowin. Oh, let me show you her miniature first. This is her. You can see she's holding like a ball of fire in her hands, and she's casting her spell. Okay, that's her. Now we got Borrowin, Gold Dwarf Cleric. It says, following the will of Gorm Gulthin, Borrowin joined the Order of the Gauntlet to lay down the enemies of good. She's going to lay them down and put them to sleep. Okay, she's got an AC of 16, hit 8 hit points, 5 speed, and surge value 4. She is a healer. It says when you use a daily or utility power, 1 hero on your tile regains 1 hit point. That's always a good thing. And you can use the following powers. She starts with her Warhammer. And what else has she got? Let's see. She has got, well, you see her Warhammer there. I gave her Blessed Mace for her other at-will. It gives a hero advantage if she hits. It's pretty cool. Cleric took Light, which does a couple of things for her. One of her utility powers. Her other utility powers Cure Wounds. And then Radiance of the Dawn is her daily power. It's an attack that actually heals her allies. So that is a good thing. And then last but not least, oh, and her miniature. This is her miniature right here. She's a big burly dwarf girl. Okay, and then last but not least, we have the rogue Rat Shadow. Now, there's another character that's a ranger. I like rangers a lot. Almost took that character, but I thought a rogue, because this place is so full of traps, it's unreal. Anyway, it says Rat Shadow is a Lightfoot halfling. Stopping the cult of elemental evil will surely get Rat Shadow a promotion in the Zentrum, and ample opportunity at treasures. 14 AC, 8 hit points, speed of 5, and a surge value of 4. Cunning action. You may take a second non-attack action during your hero phase. That's good. That means disarming traps, things like that. Power. You can use the following powers. He, I think, starts with reliable talent and short sword is automatic, and then we picked some other things for Rat Shadow. So there's the short sword. Also took a short bow for the other at will. It's got sneaky for utility, or his utility power. I think it's him. Reliable talent, ambush, and use a magical device. Okay, those are our characters. Now let's talk about our scenario, and then we'll talk about our turn. So because I'm considering doing this as a ongoing campaign, I'm going to start with Adventure 1, which is Escape, and I'm just going to read this to you. I'll put it right up here so you can see it, but I'll also read it. Hopefully the glare's not too bad. What happened? The last thing you remember: betrayal, an ambush, crazed maniacs wearing robes of stone or fire. It's all hazy now, but one thing you recall with certainty: the acid burning through the flesh of your friends. You had come to the somber hills because of the rumors, the whispers of fire in the sky, rumbling in the earth, voices on the wind, the local whispers of disappearances of anyone who wandered into the courtyards or countryside. You and your companions felt compelled to act, if only you'd been more prepared. So our objective is battle any threats that manifest and escape the dungeon. For 1 to 5 heroes, solo or group, we're playing a solo, but we're playing with 4 heroes, and then it gives you suggested heroes. I'm not going to go over the setup. Basically, we have to find the guard room. When we find the guard room, it says here, place the massacre tile, place each hero on the square. Take the guard room tile and shuffle it in, and then this is our victory. The heroes win when they escape the dungeon. At the end of the player's hero phase, if all heroes are on the start tile, they escape. Now, how do we get there? That's the interesting part. So we got to find this guard tile, dungeon guard tile. And it says, yep. It says the dungeon tile stack after the 8th tile. This way, the guard tile will appear between the 9th and 12th tiles drawn. So that's what we have to do. And it says, so after we get to guard room, it says, so let me just show you here. Sorry, I'm kind of going out of sequence. I apologize. Guard room. When a hero reveals guard room tile, read, and then we're going to replace the start tile down. That's how we're going to get out. Okay, that's our scenario, and we're going to do that so we can just basically get going. I'll run over the rules sequence very quickly, and then we'll play. The sequence of play. We're going to take our hero phase first, each hero. We'll take a hero phase, then an exploration phase, then a villain phase. Okay. During the hero phase, if you have 0 hit points, you use a healing surge token if one is available. We have 2. Move and perform one of the following. We can move, attack, disable a trap, or other. Other cards may give you additional uses for your actions. Okay. Then an exploration phase. If we're on the edge of a tile, we get to explore a new tile. We're going to draw a dungeon tile. If it has a black triangle on it, we're also going to draw an encounter card. If not, we may just place monsters if there's monster symbols on there. And then during the villain phase, if you didn't play a tile, you're going to draw an encounter card anyway. And if a villain isn't played, activate it, and then activate each monster you control. Basically, on your turn, if you draw the monster, you're going to be the one in control of it on your tile. And you'll see how that goes. So let's just get going. Okay, so we woke up in our dreaded room here, just in this massacre room. There's these dead, burning flesh of the rest of our friends. We're the only 4 that survived. And we're going to start by taking Rat Shadow out of the shadows and make some actions here. So first thing we're going to do is Rat Shadow is going to move to here, to the edge of this tile. It's going to be his hero phase. And we're going to then explore. So we first did our hero phase, which was, we did the move, but we couldn't really do much else. I suppose I could have, let me think about that. I could have just deactivated one of the traps or taken out one of the traps, I think. I don't think I can do both, but let me check. See, Rat Shadow actually can taking it because of the cunning action ability that he has. So I'm going to back him up because the first thing I think we're going to do is just attempt to disarm that trap that's right there. Let me get the dice bowl out, and we're going to roll a d20 and see if Rat Shadow can manage to do that. So I'm just going to place this right here for now. Okay, so basically to disable a trap we have to roll better than a 10. And so Rat Shadow is going to first try to disable the trap and rolled a 16, so we did. So this trap here, which, ooh, it was a dart trap, has been disabled. We're going to discard that. Now, I just did that in the event that we want to move that direction in a later turn. Then, remember, because of the cunning action, I can take 2 non-attack actions. So Rat Shadow moves up there, and then that is going to end her hero phase, or his hero phase, rather. I can't tell if it's a guy or girl. And then it's going to explore this edge here. So then we're going to go on to next to the exploration phase for Rat Shadow. We're going to turn over a tile. So, ooh, this has got monsters, but no encounters. So, what we have to do here is we're going to draw 2 monster cards. I'm going to get out the monster deck. And basically, that's going to be how we start right there when the monsters are going to get to attack and move because it's going to be the villain phase. So, here is our monster deck. Let's see what we get. We're going to have 2 monsters appear here. The first one, and these are both going to be controlled by Rat Shadow, is a water cultist, and the second one is a bugbear. So let me get them out. Okay, so we start off with right away facing a couple of big bad beasties. So let's take a look at see what they do, because basically that ends the exploration phase, and now we move on to the villain phase. Since that is a white triangle, we will not be drawing an encounter card, but we will be activating these 2 monsters under the control of Rat Shadow. Okay, so if the water cultist is within 1 tile, it is. It moves adjacent to the closest hero, which is Rat Shadow, and hits with its coral sword, which is right here. So basically, I think tactically we can do this. This is allowed. We're going to move that one right to here so that Alaros can attack without having to move against it. Okay, but then he's going to get to attack Rat Shadow with a roll of d20 plus 6 and does 1 point of damage. It says, and move hero 1 tile. That's really bizarre. So hopefully the water cultist will miss. That gets their water sword, bashes them back with the force of water. Okay, Rat Shadow has a AC of only 14, so you can do the math. What do we get? An 8. Well, it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, Rat Shadow was hit for 1 point of damage. So let's go back to, first off, I'll do the damage on the character. And I don't put the damage on in advance, I do it later. So you take these little tokens here, and you place them on their character card, just like so. So Rat Shadow has taken 1 point of damage. Then it says to move the hero 1 tile. Well, that's not far for us. The tile's right here, so I think we'll just move Rat Shadow right there behind the water cultist. And that is it for the water cultist. Now the bugbear, what does this say for the bugbear tactics? It says, if the bugbear is within 1 tile of the hero, it moves to adjacent to the closest hero and attacks. It is on the same tile. So otherwise, yeah, so it's going to do the same thing. I think we'll move the bugbear right here, and it will attack then with its sword. What attack is that? Spiky club. Okay, so let's do that. Man, poor Rat Shadow is going to get beat up this turn. That bugbear only has to roll a 6 or better to hit Rat Shadow. A 1! Absolutely failed. So it missed Rat Shadow, and that is awesome, and that's going to end Rat Shadow's turn. So now we're going to go on to Alaros. Our hero is going to get to do his hero actions, and I know exactly what he's going to do, so let's go back to the board. Okay, so it says here on Alaros's battle axe, I think we're going to use his great axe. So he's swinging the big great axe. It says, attack 1 adjacent monster. If your hero started his or her hero phase adjacent to the monster, deal +1 damage if the attack hits. Well, see, he did start there. I don't think it's going to matter for this case. Which one has a better chance? I think they're both the same. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. He'll swing his great axe. If he was next to the bugbear, then he could have attacked the bugbear. But he's going to attack first and then perhaps move. Remember, if we don't explore a tile, we're going to have to face a encounter. So he's probably going to move to the edge of the tile next, or maybe one of the other. Yeah, he's got to. I don't know. We'll see. I think we're going to face some encounter cards too. Anyway, let's go roll for his attack. +6 against the water cultist who has a armor class of 13. So a 6 and a 6 is 12. He just missed. That is a shame. So he missed the water cultist. And then I think he's going to move right over to here, and we will explore this tile's edge right there. Let me get a tile out. Okay, so that ends his hero phase. Now we're going to go on to the exploration phase. We draw a new tile. This will have an encounter, unfortunately. He's trying to avoid that. And additionally, 2 monsters. So this is not the greatest thing in the world. So again, when we go to the villain phase, we did play a tile. So if you place a tile with a black triangle, draw an encounter card. So that's what we have to do next. So we're going to get the encounter deck out. Boom. And you always put the triangle facing where you are entering from. So it says Terra Reformation. Dungeon. Without looking at it, take the bottom tile of the dungeon tile stack and place it on top. Okay, well that's not the worst thing that could have happened. It just means we have to explore 1 extra room. So these are our shuffled stack of tiles. I'm just going to take the bottom one and put it right there. Bummer, but that's okay. That's not as bad as it could have been. Now we're going to discard that. Now I've got to populate it with 2 more monsters. I mean, we're going to be in a big battle here. So first one is going to be another bugbear. That one controlled by Alaros. And here is the bugbear. So we're going to place that bugbear right here. And then next up we also have a earth cultist, unlike the water cultist. So we're going to get an earth cultist out. I got to figure out which one that is. It looks like he's wielding a big giant club, right? There we go. There is the earth cultist. Boom. And he will go right there. I can't believe we got 2 tiles that already have 2 monsters on them each. And that's not wonderful. Okay, so I'm giving these to Alaros there, and that's going to basically end that. Now the beasties are gonna come on. So we'll start with the bugbear. Bugbear's closer. He's basically going to step up to Alaros. So we're going to step them up right here. They do not activate the traps, apparently, as I understand it. Okay, and so he's going to step up to Alaros and attack him. Okay, bugbear, as you can see, has a +8 and is going to hit with his spiky club, which does 2 damage. Let's see, Alaros's armor class is 17, which is pretty good, so he needs a 9 or better to hit. He rolled a 14, so he definitely hit Alaros for 2 damage. Okay, basically we're going to place 2 tokens here on Alaros's sheet. Let's put him right there. He has taken 2 hits. And now we go on to the earth cultist. A lot of these do basically the same thing if they're within range, which is move up and attack. So they're tough. They do +2 damage, and they're pretty tough guys. It says if the earth cultist is within 1 tile of a hero, which it is, it moves to the closest hero and attacks. So it's going to move up here and attack Alaros. I mean, that could be 4 hit points of damage in the first turn. Okay, here we go. He's got a +7. A 13, and of course he hits. So we're going to do 2 more points of damage to Alaros. There we go. So here's where the strategy in the game does come into play. You know, you want to explore tiles to avoid encounter cards, but if you do that, you might continue to bring on tons and tons of creatures. So I don't know that Barrowin, who's I'm going to go next with, the cleric, is going to do that. I think that she's just going to try and attack the bugbear. She doesn't have anything that can do 2 damage. Well, she does. It's the Radiance of the Dawn, but that's her daily power, and she won't get to recharge it. But she could kill the bugbear with 1 hit, and well, not sure what to do here. So she could make her one of her regular hits with her Warhammer, or I think we're going to hit with the Blessed Mace. It only does 1 point. Well, she could move and attack the other cultist. That might be better because then we can kill it. I think she's going to do that. So she's going to move to here, and she's going to attack the water cultist. So she's using this. Now, if the attack hits, choose another hero, and that hero gains advantage. That's going to be important. Okay, so we're going to do that. Let's go to the dice bowl. Now, the water cultist has an AC of 13. We got +6, so let's hope we get an 8. Okay, so we just hit and killed the water cultist. So, except, oh man, they have 2 hit points too. Ouch. So we did not, I take it back, did not kill the water cultist. That is a bummer, but we're going to take one of these hit point tokens like so. I'm just going to place it next to the water cultist's base. And that is going to be Barrowin's turn, but the problem now is that since we didn't explore an unexplored edge of the tile, we're going to draw an encounter card. Fire Scar, Dungeon. Each hero within the tile of a fire elemental symbol, which is which one? I have to remember which symbol that is. Takes 2 damage. I don't think these are fire elemental symbols, but let me just check. I'm going to look and see what the symbols are. Bummer, guys. That is the fire symbol. So this is bad. Well, you know what? I may actually... I know it's really early in the game and this could be worse, but 2 damage so quickly. We need experience. I do have... Well, see... I can use this during the villain phase. You do not draw... Well, I have to do that first. So we're not going to get to do that. We're going to each take 2 damage. Okay, well, we're going to take these 4, replace with a 5, and add another one for Alaros there. Then our Wizard Sinestra, or Nimestra, is going to get 2. And our Cleric is going to get 2. And our wee Halfling Rogue is also going to get 2 and has 3. We're already not doing well. That's amazing how quickly that can turn. This game is a lot harder than the previous ones. I've seen a couple playthroughs on it, and just reading through the rules you can tell. But I did succeed in her hitting, so I did forget to do something. I'm going to do that right now. So when she struck with her Blessed Mace, if she succeeded, it doesn't say, it says if the attack hits, which it did, then we get to give a hero an advantage. It says the next time you make an attack, roll twice. Use the higher result, then discard this token. We're going to actually give that to Nimestra here, so when she does her attack, we'll get an advantage. And let's see, now speaking of that, let's see what is she going to do for her attack. She could do... I mean, she doesn't want to waste something this powerful yet. But she could do one of these. I think she's going to do one of these. It says, after the attack, you may move your hero 1 tile. Don't know what the advantage of that would be. Well, we could get to we could get to the edge of the tile without having to set off a trap. I'll show you how, even though that's a bad move, I think. Anyway, or we can do the firebolt. We can attack within 2 tiles. I think we're just going to do a firebolt on the water cultist because that would make sense. 7. We got a +7 and 1 damage, and remember we have our advantage. Okay, so she's going to attack this cultist and see if she can kill it. Okay, we've got 2 rolls. She gets a +7. The cultist has an AC of 13, so she hit soundly on the first attack, which is going to kill the water cultist and gives Nimestra, or our group rather, a experience point. So I'm just going to keep these off to the side table. I think I'll put them above the character cards. Those are going to be the slain monsters that grant us experience points. And then Nim also gets to draw a treasure card, which we get a pouch of copper. That's just not very great. Okay. Play immediately, gain 100 gold pieces. Okay. Kind of hoping for a magic item, but we'll take the 100 gold pieces. That goes on Nim's character sheet, and that is going to mark the end of that. This gets discarded, as does the pouch of copper. Then we're going to take this and put it aside. That actually ends her... Well, she could move. Does she want to? She can't do another action. I don't see a point in her moving quite yet. If we step on a trap, it could take her down. She's not that strong, so I'm a little worried about that, which means we're going to have to draw an encounter card. Now, she doesn't have any monsters attached to her, though, so that's a good thing. But let's draw an encounter card. It says, Weight of Greed. Each hero with 300 gold pieces or more takes 200 damage. 200 damage, that'd be nice. Nothing happens. She only has the 100 gold piece. Get rid of this token. And that is going to end our round, actually. So that is round 1 of our playthrough of Temple of Elemental Evil. You can see that we are not in the best shape. Thinking, do I go another round? I don't want it to be too long. I think that, why don't we do this? We'll just end it there, and that will be the start of our game for us. So, oh, and by the way, I had to remove this, even though she didn't use it. It doesn't say next time you succeed, you take it away, or have to use it, but we automatically lose the advantage. So, but it didn't matter. She was able to kill the cultist. Now, experience in this works differently. You don't gain experience in the same way. The experience is simply used to avoid the drawing of encounter cards when you have, I think it's 5 or more. And you don't gain levels until you go to town or some other things that can happen. So it's different in that regards than the previous games. Anyway, that is going to wrap up turn one. So I hope you like it. I hope you're enjoying this, and you do enjoy this game. It's a pretty fun dungeon exploration game. I like the characters and the way the powers work. They're pretty neat. So you'll get to see a lot more as we delve deeper with this 4-player playthrough. Lots of fun, lots more to do. And I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a good 4th of July weekend.